Okay, so good evening. Yesterday, like in the previous class, we just started the topic red teaming, and we just covered the red team fundamentals. In this, we learned about like what is the red teaming and what are the like basics of red teaming, and its components and its stakeholders, right? And we also learned about some of the steps, like what are the procedures of like red teaming engagements, like the planning, then what are the frameworks which are used, and all the documentation process, like how their like reports are made and what are the like things they are like including in their report and what are the rules for that. And we just also learned about the command and control, like what it is needed for, and how you can just become a better red teamer with the help of command and control. Okay, so in this class we will begin a new topic, that is initial access. And in this, like we will explore like different techniques to gain initial access to the target system, like how we can just get the access to that target system. Like in the web development, like web security, we were dealing with the thing like we were first of all when we were like looking for the like web application security, then the first thing we were keeping in mind, like we were searching for the like page source, right? So similarly in the red team also there are multiple techniques to like initially access the target system and the network, like in the perspective of red teamers, what are the like perspective to like access to a target system. Okay, so the first step will be red team recon, and let's see what's that in this topic. So basically, red team recon, which is also known as the red teaming or adversarial simulation. So this is the practice basically which is used to evaluate and test the like security of an particular or like organization system. Okay, where they basically check for the organization systems, networks, and the process which are running. Okay, and the logs. Okay, so red teaming involves taking the role of a potential attacker, or we can say adversary, to identify vulnerabilities and then weaknesses that may exist in the organization defenses, and they might like cause threat to the organization. So some of the like steps typically which are like involved in the red team recon are, we can say, like goal definition. First of all, the red teamers or the team members, they have to first of all define the objective of like objective and scope of the like exercise what they are going to like perform. Like for example, if they're going to like perform any kind of like red teaming fundamentals or activities in that organization, so they have to first of all define the strategies and like we can say the definition and objective of that particular exercise. Okay, so this may include like determining what are the assets to that organization, like what are the essential things to the organization, and the systems will which will be like targeted, and the rules of engagement, like okay how they will like start the process and how they will end the process. So these are the things which comes under like goal definition. And the second step is like intelligence gathering. So here the red teamers basically they collect the information about the target organization. So they will like gather every like details, like the name and everything, employees, then what are the targets, sorry, what are the systems connected, and how many systems are connected, which connectors are more vulnerable, and like what is the possibility of like danger to that systems. Okay, so such as we can say infrastructure, employee, as I told you. So this information help them in like planning and executing the red teaming exercise. Okay, like in the efficient way. So if there is a proper planning and proper arrangement, the thing like exercise will be like going in a better way. Okay, and the next one is threat modeling. So here the red teamer basically they like analyzes the uh, information which is collected during the process. Okay, and then they use that information to basically identify the potential attacks and the vectors and the vulnerabilities which can be caused due to those like systems in their environment. So this steps basically involves understanding the organization's attack surface, like where which area is particularly like vulnerable to the attack, and which is the like attack vector. Okay, and if they find it, they basically prioritize their areas, and if they find any of the system which is like more vulnerable and like more we can say problematic, they will basically we can say contaminate that device from other devices, so that they cannot be like uh, they cannot be like can't be spread in the following like particular systems. Okay, so and the next one is planning. So as I told you that they basically create a detailed plan and the view of the attack, and this basically outlines the techniques which they are going to use, the tools which they are going to use, and what are the methods they are like taking in that process. So the team may use a variety of attack vectors, then like this will include like social engineering, then network attacks and physical intrusion. So there are multiple techniques which are being used, and the last step, last second is the execution, where they will execute the process, and the last step will be documentation, so that it can be like written in a precise manner, so that it can be understood by the next authorities. Okay, so here in the introduction part, like know your enemy, know his sword, wrote Miyamoto Musashi in his book. So the classic guide to strategy, he also wrote like you win battles by knowing the enemy's timing and using a timing which the enemy doesn't expect. Although this was written when swords and spears like won battle, it also applies to cyberspace, where attackers basically they launch the like attacks via keyboards and crafted packets. Okay, and the more you know about the target infrastructure and the personal, the better you can just like orchestrate your attacks. Okay, so in this task of this room, we will just cover the following topics that they are like types of reconnaissance. So basically, reconnaissance means information gathering. Okay, and who is NDNS based reconnaissance, and advanced searching, then searching for image, then Google hacking, or specialized search engines, and recon engine and multi. Okay, so some of the specific objectives will like cover they are like discovering the subdomains, like how we can just discover the subdomains. Like in the previous part of the task, we just discovered the methods, like the methods which were like ns lookup and whois. These are the methods which were like used to uh, get the information which is related to the subdomains. Like we were getting the any of the like domain, and we were just using it and with the help of ns lookup, and then we were getting some of the knowledges like authoritatives. We were knowing the authoritatives and what are the like who is the creator. So we were gathering all those informations, right? So similarly in this room also we'll just cover those. Okay, so we'll just move in like further. So the next thing is taxonomy of reconnaissance. So as I told you, reconnaissance mean basically gathering information from various sources, right? Like it can be from anything like social media, and then IP address, everything. Okay, so if you are like gathering information just a second. Yeah, so here in the passive reconnaissance, like this doesn't require interacting with the target. Okay, the main difference between the passive reconnaissance and active reconnaissance is that the interaction with the target system. Okay, so passive basically this like doesn't require any kind of interaction with the target. In other words, when we see like you aren't sending any packets or requests to the target part. Okay, we are not just like we are not touching it. Okay, we are just gathering information from like without interacting with the target. Okay, so like passive reconnaissance relies on publicly available information. Like we will just like gather informations which are like publicly like available uh, about that target or system. Okay, mainly by the which is maintained by the third party. So OSINT, as I told you, this is a tool which is used for reconnaissance to like collect information about the target, and this can be as simple as viewing the target's publicly available social media profile, as I told you. So, and the next thing about active reconnaissance is like here active reconnaissance requires interacting with the target by sending packets and like request, and then observing like how it responds to that packets which we have like requested. Okay, so this may also like create like exploitation. So the responses which are collected, or we can say the lack of responses, would enable us to like expand on the picture we started developing using passive reconnaissance. So an example of active reconnaissance is using the nmap to scan target subnets and live hosts to check whether which are the ports which are opened in the target and which are the filtered and unfiltered ports. So we just see that. Okay, so now, active reconnaissance can be classified again into the two parts, that is external reconnaissance and internal reconnaissance. So, external reconnaissance basically they are conducted outside the target's network, and they mainly focus on the externally facing assets which are accessible from the internet. So one example is like running Nikto from outside the company network. Okay, and when we talk about the internal recon, so this basically is conducted from like within the target's company's network, right? Okay, within being when being in that same network. So in other words, when we talk that the penetration pen tester or like red teamer, they might be physically located inside the company building. Okay, external means they are outside the company's network, and internal means they are like situated in the company's infrastructure. So in this scenario, they might be using an exploited host on the target's network, because there they can just easily they can access the system, right? Any kind of system which are located or in the organization. So they can just exploit that. So an example could be using Nessus to scan the internal network using one of the target's computer. So we'll just move in the next topic, that is built-in tools. Like what are the tools which are basically used for the reconnaissance process? So this task basically will just a second. Okay, I think okay. So here the first one is whois, then dig, then is lookup, post, trace route, and trace out. So we have, I think, learned about these topics because I remember that. Okay, I will just give you a brief. So who is basically actually if you have any kind of the info like doubts related to the previous topics, so just ask me at the end of the session. Okay, and uh, okay, so before we start using the whois tool, like let's look at whois. Okay, so whois a request and response protocol that basically follows the RFC 3912 specification, and a whois server basically listens on the TCP port, that is 43, for incoming packets request. Okay, so whois basically this provides us detailed information about the registrar, who is server, and registrar URL, record creation date, record update date, registrant contact info, and various addresses. Okay, so okay, and just a second. I remember that we have done the same thing in some of the previous topics. I'm just confused a little bit. Okay, just wait. Let me just check this. Okay, so I told you about the whois, and next one is this is an example given here. Like you just have to write the command whois and then the domain name. Okay, the subdomain. So you will just get all these like details about the registrar, reseller, everything. Okay, And as we can just see above, like it is possible to gain a lot of valuable information with only just a single domain name, right? So whois, this is the power of whois. Like after whois lookup, we might get luckily and findings like email addresses, then postal addresses, everything, the details. Okay. And then the next tool is like ns lookup. So this is the common tool which can be found on Unix like systems and also the Windows and Mac OSs. So NSLOOKUP basically this uses the default, or we can say the DNS server to get the records, right? We have learned about various records, right? Quad A, MX. So there are multiple like records. Okay, so we can just get about those like records related to our domain. So the NSLOOKUP yeah, this is the command nslookup and then the like domain name. Okay, you will give you can get these kind of things. Let me just start this machine till the I just finish the further things. So yeah, so another tool which is common on Unix like systems is big, which is the short form for like this also allows us to specify a different DNS servers to use. For example, we can use Cloudflare's DNS server. The example like command to basically get like specify a DNS like server. Okay, and we can just get these kind of things here. And okay, and the next command is host command. So this is another useful alternative for querying DNS server for DNS records. Okay, so the command is host and then the same domain name. Okay, and this will give you all the DNS records. So like this will give us the IP addresses like which were also shown in the NS lookup, like they were having the non-authoritative answer name and then the addresses. Okay, and they were also giving the IP4, IPv4 and IPv6 IP addresses, right? So yeah, the same thing is going on. And the next command is traceroute command. So the final tool that ships with Unix like system is traceroute, or we can say system which is known as traceroute. So as the host, so the console output below shows that traceroute provide us with the like router hopes, right? Like how like shows that like here you can just see 30 hops and 60 byte packets. So 60 byte packets were like transferred and when we are connecting, and the 30 hops were like these are the hops which were used to connect to the target system. Okay, so here you can just see we don't see their IP addresses. Asterisk is used to indicate such a case. If we don't have any kind of the IP addresses, you can just see asterisk sign here. Okay, so I will just show you the like basic usage of this command. Okay, okay, so I will just start the terminal here. And the commands where first was the whois, right? So for the whois, this is the domain name which is given. So I will just copy this here. Okay, great. So I will when I just enter this, you can just see various details here like text city, text street, and admin, then phone number, email, and then tech email. Okay, and admin city. So you have multiple like details here. You can just get with the one command whois, and then the next one is ns lookup. Okay, so the ns lookup basically this as I told you, this will and the IPv6 addresses, right? So and if you have any other kind of the doubt, you can just ask me. So the question is, first one is given like, when was threatteam.com registered? So as we just like performed the first command, who is, you can just get the date, okay, like the registry date. This is the expiration date, and the creation date is given 2021 09/24. Okay, it is 2021 and then 09 24. Okay, yeah, so you can just see that this answer is correct. Okay, so then to how many IPv4 addresses does clinic dot thread team .com resolve? Okay, so we have to search for the IP addresses, the IPv4, right? Yeah, so I'll just copy from here and I will just perform the NS lookup. Okay, and here you can just see there are IPv4 1 and 2. So this is 2, and for the IPv6 also 2, right here. You can just see here. Okay. So you just understood like how we can just use like the NS lookup tool and various tools for the reconnaissance process, and we'll now move into the advanced searching. I will not like show every task which are given here. Just try it by your own so that you have the basic like knowledge and how we can just perform. You can just know. Okay. So next one is like advanced searching. So being able to use a search engine efficiently, this is the like most crucial task, right? So here you can just get some of the popular search modifiers that work with many like popular searches. Okay. I'll just terminate this. Okay, let it be. So the first one is a search phrase. So this basically finds the result with exact search phrase. Like here, if you write word list, this will give you like exact result of the word list. Okay, and then OSINT file type, then colon PDF. This will find the files which are like PDF type, which are related to that certain term. Okay, and then salary site blog dot tryhackme.com. So this will like limit the search result to a specific site. Okay, and then pentest hyphen site colon example.com. This will exclude a specific site from this result. And then walkthrough entitled tryhackme. So this will find the pages with the specific term. Like here, the term is walkthrough, right? So this will basically provide the specific result. Okay, which is like which we are providing. So next one is challenge in URL tryhackme. So this will find the specific like term which is there in the URL. So you just note that in addition to PDFs, other file types are like doc, then docs, then PPTs, then PPTX, XLS, and XLSX. So you can just get these types of files also by these simple searches. So each search engine might have a slightly varied set of rules and syntax. And to learn about some like specific syntax for different search engine, you can just visit to their like respective help pages which are given here. Like for the Google, it is given here, DuckDuckGo, then Bing. So you can just get these searches. Okay, and then search engine crawls the like World Wide Web day and night to index new web pages and files, right? So sometimes this can lead to indexing confidential information also. Okay, so such of some of the information will be which are confidential, like documents for internal company use, then confidential spreadsheets which include usernames, email addresses, and even the passwords, then file which contain the usernames, and the sensitive directories which basically like contain all the details of the like root user and the employees, everything. It like it can be leaked. Okay, so combining advanced Google searches with specific terms Documents containing sensitive information or vulnerable servers can also be found here. So websites such as like Google Hacking Database, they collect search terms and they're like publicly available. Okay. So Google Hacking Database, they contains queries under the following categories like footholds. The query is entitled. Then you can just go through that. Okay, I will just move forward. You just read this. So you can just interact with our target like social media, job ads. Okay, so social media websites have been like they are growing day by day and they are becoming very popular for not only personal use but also for corporate use, right? So some social yeah, so some social media platforms can reveal tons of information about the target, and this is especially true as many users tend to overshare details about uh, them, themselves and their work. To name like some of the social media are like LinkedIn or Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. So these social media websites, they make it easy to collect the names of given companies, employees. Moreover, in the certain instances, you might also learn specific pieces of the information which can reveal answers to like password recovery questions, or we can say this can help you gain ideas to include in targeted word list. Okay, so, for example, like a network engineer who was recently issued in Juniper certification may allot to like a Juniper networking infrastructure which is being used in their employee environment. So, this is the work of your social media, and then the job ads, like job advertisements, can also tell you about a lot about a company, right? And in addition, they may reveal names and email addresses, job posts for technical positions, and they could give a good insight into target company's system, right? So like in the Wayback Machine, this can be helpful to retrieve previous versions of job opening page on the client side, right? So you can just make use of the Wayback Machine also to get the previous versions of the this pages. Okay, so now the question is like, how could you search using Google for XLS indexed for this? So yeah, the term was given. OSINT file type PDF. So here, what you just write here? You just write the full path here, which is given here in the downwards, and this whole path, and just write dot XLS. Okay. Uh, just second. Yeah. So the question here was like what would you search for use search using Google for XLS index for HTTP slash then clinic dot thmred.com, right? So here this will be we were here the file type is given XLS, right? So first of all, we'll just determine the file type here defined. So file type is given XLS, and then the site which is here given is clinic then phmredteam.com, right? Let's see. Yeah, so this is the way you can just search for the any kind of the like type of the file, right? So first of all, just determine the file type, and then what is the site which is being asked. Okay, And then how would you search using Google for files with the word passwords for this? Okay, so here, like in the search paraphrase, you just write here. First of all, what you have determined, the first thing is like what is asked the question, right? So it is asked about the passwords, so just write here passwords, and then just write the site name. Site name is again it's clinic. Okay, yeah. And the next one is specialized search engines. Okay, so here, like whois and DNS we have like learned previously only. So I will just not go again. And the next one is viewdns.info. So basically viewdns.info, this offers like reverse IP lookup. Okay, like gathering all the information. So initially, each web server would use one or more IP addresses. However, today it is like common to come across shared hosting servers like virtualization, right? So with shared hosting, one IP address is shared among many different web servers with different domain names, and with reverse IP lookups starting from a domain name or an IP addresses, you can just find the other domain names using a specific IP addresses, right? So here in the figure, we used a reverse IP lookup to find other servers sharing the same IP addresses used by cafe.thm redteam.com. Okay, so therefore it is important to know that here you can just see here the first of all the domain name was given, here the written, and then you just tap on go, and you will just get all the IP addresses which is used by the cafe dot thread sorry thm red team. So here this is similar as the ns lookup, right? The command and the whois, and then the threat intelligence platform. So threat intelligence platform, basically this requires you to provide a domain name or an IP addresses, and it will launch a series of tests from malware checks to whois and DNS queries. I will just not move into the whois and dig because I have just repeated in the previous task only. So here, on the other hand, when we search for cafe.thm.team.com, we could also get a list of other domains on the same IP addresses. And the result we see in the figure here is similar to the result we obtain using the view dns.info right here. Here we just got the IP addresses, and here also the IP addresses are given. Next one is census search. So this can provide a lot of information about IP addresses and the domain names. In this example, we'll look up on the IP addresses that of the cafe THM. Okay, so you can just move into the census website, and there you can just provide the details. Okay, next one is Shodan. So Shodan is a special search engine which is used to search for everything, and by that mean we can just mean like everything. Okay, so from cameras to anything that is internet connected and publicly available, Shodan can access information about that. Okay, so here like the question is, what is the Shodan command to get your internet facing IP addresses? So here it is given okay, when you want to like get your IP addresses, so you just write there Shodan and then my IP. Okay, it will give you the IP address of your like system. Next one is recon ng. Okay, so recon ng, this is a framework basically. This helps to automate the OSINT work. So this uses modules from various authors and provides a multitude of functionality. And some of the modules are like this the key which allows the module to query the related online APIs. And in this task, we'll just demonstrate using Recon Engine the terminal. Okay, so from a penetration testing and red teaming point of view, when we talk about that, Recon Engine can be used to find various bits of information, right? That can be used to aid in the operations. Okay, so all the data which are collected is automatically saved in the database related to your workspace. So you can just start recon ng by running the command recon ng. I will just show you here. Just write here recon -ng. This will start your recon ng. This is the recon ng, and Starting recon ng will give you a prompt, like as I told you. Okay, so at this stage, you will need to select the installed module you want to use. However, if this is the first time you are running the recon ng, you will need to install the modules. Okay, so in this task, we will follow the like following work there, like create, we will just create a workspace, then insert some of the starting information into your database, and then search for the marketplaces and for the modules, and then we'll just list the installed modules and then load one and run the loaded module. Okay, so for the creating a module, we'll just run, this is the command given, workspaces create workspace name. Okay, I'll just run this command. Okay, workspace create workspace name. So workspace name is the name of the workspace. Okay, I will just like change it to here. Hello. Okay, so this is the name of the workspace. I will just hit it enter, and here we are currently inside the workspace named hello name. At first we were inside the default one, and now we are inside the like workspace right now we created. Okay, so for example, okay, so recon -ng-w workspace name starts recon with the specific workspace. So when I just write it here, let me just see what it does running this command. Okay, and here we have to change the name. Okay, so this will like start the recon engine with the specific workspace. Like here currently I'm the hello hyphen sorry underscore name. So being in that workspace, we cannot like run that open that workspace, right? So you can just for example, let me just check it. Currently I'm just out from this module, right? So when I just write here recon -ng-w hello name, we are inside, like you can just see now, right? As I did here, like I just wrote the command recon -ng-w then the workspace name. So we are currently inside the workspace hello underscore name. Okay, so now seeding the database. So in the reconnaissance, you are starting with one piece of information and then transforming it into multiple pieces of information, right? So for instance, you might start your research with a company name and use that to discover the domain names, contacts, and the profiles. So then you would use the new information you obtained to transform it further and learn more about your target. So let's consider the case where we know the target's domain name is thmredteam.com, and we could like to feed it into the recon ng database related to the active workspace. Okay, and if you want to check the names of the tables in your database, you can just run the command or db schema. So when I just run the command here, oh sorry, okay, again db schema. Okay, so like these are the repositories and the profiles and the pushpins, like leaks, credentials, contacts. These are the databases. Okay, and hosts. Okay. Ports, then domains, companies, right? There are multiple things you can just get from this, like net blocks. So like we want to insert the domain name like thmredteam.com into the domain table. Okay, there are domains here, so we can do this using the command db insert domains. Okay, I will just move right here, db insert then domains. Okay, I will write here db insert and then domain. So domains, okay, as yeah. Now it is asking for the text. We will also write thm red team, okay, thm red team .com, okay. Then enter, and then it is asking for the note. So just write any kind of the thing here. I will just write it hello, enter. Okay, so it created, okay. And like okay, so now db like recon ng marketplace, so we have a domain name. So a logical next step would be to search for a module that transforms domains into other types of information, assuming we are starting from a fresh installation of recon ng. We will search for suitable modules from the marketplace. Before you install modules using the marketplace, there are some of the useful commands, okay, like marketplace search keyword. This basically searches for the available modules with the keyword, okay. Instead of keyword, you just write any of the word you want to search. Then marketplace info module, this will provide information about the module. And then marketplace install module, this will install the module. That remove means it will remove, okay. And we'll just run marketplace search to list the search of the list the available modules, okay. Marketplace search, so marketplace search. So these are the marketplaces, okay, like reporting pro xpiller fire, reporting list, reporting json, reporting html. These are all the repositories, or we can just say modules, okay. So some of them are installed and some of them are not installed, right? Okay, so what do you just do here now, like searching for the domains, right? So we'll just write here recon hyphen ng, recon ng hyphen w, and then the thm red team, okay. So it is recon ng thm red team, right? Okay, thm red team com. Okay, simple that only. Then enter. If I write, acha, we have to provide the what was acha name. This will search, okay. We have to search for that. Oh, sorry. We have to search for the marketplace search domains, okay. Okay, here and enter. We'll see the list of like domains, okay. And then we notice many subcategories under recon, such as domains companies, domains contacts, and domain hosts, okay. Yeah. So this naming tells basically like what kind of new information we will get from that transformation. For instance, like domain host mean the model will find the related host, right? Then we have the multiple thing here. Like to install, I had already like you just write marketplace and install module, okay. Then working with the installed module. So I will just install a module here, like marketplace install and then the module name, right? Okay. Okay. So we need to find the modules. Okay. Then first of all, we have to do like module searches, or simply we'll just see here. Okay, I will just write here for searching any kind of the like modules. I'll just write here Google, okay, and then and enter. There is no match found. I'll just write here Google. So you can just see there is a module named recon domains hyphen host Google site web, right? So if you want to like install that, we'll just write here the command recon. We have to first of all install or something. Let me just see. Recon slash domains hyphen hosts, then Google site web. Okay, yeah. So here, what we have to do: marketplace info, and then the Google site web. Okay. Okay, so this gives us like all the information about this particular module. Okay, like author name. Okay, so then like we just got the information, and like if you want to install, you can just write here marketplace install and then the site name. Okay, like module name. So marketplace install and Google site web, right? Enter. Sorry. Okay, so this will basically install the module. So now working with that particular install module. So I will just what I will just do here, module, or simply I will just run load Google, then site, okay, site, then web. Okay, why it's always okay, great. So this will basically, okay, so first of all, I will just write here modules search. This will basically give us all the modules which are like installed. And to load the module, I will just write here modules and then load Google site and web, right? This will basically load that module. Okay, and to run, I will just write here run. Okay, so this will like find the hosts. Okay, so after that like option list, to run we need to like set the required option, like so option, this will basically like list all the options. Okay, so options list. Okay, and then option set option value, we have to set the option value here. Okay, so okay, so at here we have just installed the module, right? This module, and we just loaded it also, and now only we just run it. Okay, then run. Google capture triggered, no bypass available. Okay. Okay, in this way you can just like search. Okay, and then the keys. So this module cannot be used without a key for the respective service API. So K indicates that you need to provide the relevant service key to use the module in the question. Okay, so I just read through this and there is a wrap up. Okay, so how do you start Recon NG with the workspace? A clinic red team. So it will be Recon NG hyphen W and then clinic, okay, red team. And then how many modules with the name virtual, sorry, virus total exist? So for the modules, like to search for the modules, what we have to do, we'll just write modules and then uh, load module. Okay, I will just write here module load, and then what was the site name? Virus total. Okay, there is no module. Okay, okay, let's see. So recon hyphen ng hyphen w and then clinic red team. Oh, in this way we can just start the work. Okay, it was for the workspace. I was considering it for the module. Okay, then how many module? Yeah. Okay, I was just seeing this question. How many modules with the name virus total exist? So I have to like okay, like we were doing it for the Google, right? Same thing we have to do here. Okay, I will just tell you. Okay. Here, what we were doing for the keyword search, right? Yeah, marketplace and search and then the keyword. Okay, so I will just write here marketplace search virus total. There are two. Okay, so the two workspaces or module. Sorry, okay, it is module, and then there is a single module user module under host domain. What its name? For the host domain, it was given here. Yeah, here. So what we have to do here? We have to move inside the domain hosts. Okay. So I'll just write here domain hosts or simply get marketplace info and then I think migrate host. Okay, migrate hosts. Yeah, and then census email address is module that retrieve email address from TLS certificate. What for what company? Who is the author? We have to find for the author. Okay, like here with the same thing. Okay, I'll just write here census. Okay, and the author name is census team. Okay, great. Our next topic is Multigo. Okay, so here, like Multigo is an application basically that blends mind mapping with hosting. Okay, it generally gives you like idea of the domain name, company name, person's name, email, everything. Like I will just tell you, this is the Multigo. Okay, you have to download. Okay, here there's a given example. Like you can just get all the details. Like you can just write here. You have to download. Okay, like you will just provide that domain name, and it will search you and give you like IP addresses. You have to just set the like parameters. Okay, like what you want to find. So you can just get every details here. Okay, so you just this is very simple. Like when you will download, you will just get an option to like give a domain, and then you will just give like option about like for viewing the IP addresses, everything. Okay, so the same thing is that, and what is the like, okay, you just go through that and the summary you just knew. Okay, like what's the thing we just learned here. Okay, so we'll just move forward here. Next thing is weaponization. Okay, okay, so weaponization, like this is the second stage of cyberculture model. In this stage, this attacker generates and develops their own malicious code using deliverable payloads such as Word documents, PDFs, etc. Okay, so the working basically is that the red teaming operator basically they send the malicious payload PDF to the internet, and here the attacker like basically the victim. Here, they basically get these payload, and then the connection back is forwarded to the red team infrastructure. Okay. So for information about the red team toolkits, we have to just visit the GitHub repository. Just go through that and machine. Okay, so in order to follow up the task content and apply what is given in the room, you need to start the tag machine. Okay, you just start, and if you prefer to connect through the remote desktop protocol, first make sure you are connected to the VPN. Then an RDP client is required to connect to the attached Windows 10 machine. You can just connect using the X3 DP tool, free DP, okay, which is available on the tryhackme box. So to connect via X3 DP using the command, you can just use like this is the command. Okay, and the username is given DHM and password is given tryhackme M3. So you can just go through that, and then scripts. So Windows scripting host is a built-in Windows administration tool that is like basically used to run batches to automate and manage tasks within the operating system. It is basically Windows native engine like csscript.exe and wsscript.exe. So, which are responsible for executing various malicious visual basic scripts, okay, including VBS and VBE. So, for more information about VBS script, you can just visit here. And it's important to note that VBS script engine on a Windows operating system runs and executes application with the same level of access and permissions as a regular user. Therefore, it is useful for the red teamers. Like now, let's write a simple VBS script code. So you're like this is to create Windows message box to show that welcome THM message. Okay, so like we have to save this in the hello.vbs. Okay, so this is the message like dim message then welcome to THM, the message box. So the first line we declare the message here like dim. Okay, then we store a string value of like welcome to THM in the message box variable, and in the next line we use the message box function to show the content of the variable. Okay, like this was the like variable which was declared as message, right? And now with the help of message box, we are just like showing the content of that variable. So for more information, you can just visit to the site. So then we use this W script to run and execute the command of hello.vbs. You can just create hello.vbs using the notepad and you can just run that. Okay. So to execute the exe file, like this is the exe file, okay, .exe, and to run it, we can run it using the WS script. Here we were using the WS script only. So you just write here WS script and then the path of the file, okay. And CS script also we can just use it here. And as a result, the Windows calculator will display on the desktop, okay. Another trick, like if the VBS files are blacklisted, then we can just rename the file to .txt. Okay, we can just rename it and we can just simply run it. Okay, and next one is an HTML application. So HTML application, it allows us to create a downloaded file that takes all information regarding how it is displayed and then rendered. So HTML applications, also known as HTAs, which are dynamically like HTML pages, which contains JavaScript and VBS script. Okay, so in this following example, we will use an active object in our payload as like the proof of concept to execute cmd.exe. Okay, so like this is the HTML like code. Okay, in the script we are just like we are creating a variable C, and the like value we are just writing cmd.exe, and we are just using the like payload active x object here to run the following command. Okay, then it serves the like payload.hta for a like from a web server, and this could be done by tagging machines. Okay, so on the victim machine, like visit the malicious link, like the payload. Okay, this is the tag box IP address. You can just visit here, like port is 8090. Like when you will just first of all start the write this code, okay, in the CMD. And then this is the HTML code. You just write it in the like notepad, and what you just do, you just run the following thing in the terminal, like python 3 -m http.server 8090 port is 890, and just visit the link http, then the IP address, and then the port number, and then the name of the this file. Okay, HTA file. So this will give you a link and the directories. So once you can press the run, the payload will just execute simply, and this will invoke the cmd.exe, and the figure will be as this. And HTA reverse connection, basically we can just create a reverse shell payload. Like this is the example, you just follow that. This is the like command. Okay, so malicious HTA via Metasploit. With the Metasploit also, like in the Metasploit like session, we just learned how we can just set the payloads and port, right? Simply we have to just set the port, localhost, and local port of like the Python server which we were running. Okay, so and once the victim machine, like on the victim machine, once we visited the malicious HTA file that was provided by the URL, we should receive a reverse connection. Okay, just practice that. So we'll just take like 10 minutes of break, and after that we'll just continue. Okay. Okay, so let's get back into the topic. Our next topic is Visual Basic for application. So here, like VBA stands for basically Visual Basics for application, right? This is a programming language by Microsoft implemented for Microsoft applications such as Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, etc. Okay, so macros are like Microsoft Office applications that contain embedded code which is written in the programming language known as Visual Basic for applications. It is used to create custom functions to speed up manual tasks by creating automated processes. Okay, so here, this is told us to like enter the product and then the license. Okay, and now create a new blank Microsoft document to create our first macro. Okay, then just create here. Okay, and in the macro section, we choose to name our macro as THM. Note that we need to select from macros in list. Okay, here macros in list document, and finally create select on create. And then next, the Microsoft Visual Basics for application editor shows where we can just create or write VBA code. Okay, so let's try to show a message box with the following message, that is welcome to weaponization room. So this is the like topic here. We are just creating a like message box with a sub section is THM, and then a message box is welcome to weaponization room, then end. Okay, so in this way we can just create it. So you just go through that. This is not too much hard. Okay, so we'll just move forward. Like PowerShell. So as I told you, PowerShell is the like Windows object-oriented programming language executed from the dynamic language routine runtime. Okay, so you can just on the PowerShell and the file name, and then get execution policy. This is the policy for the security option. Okay, and set execution policy. Okay, setting the execution policy. You can just follow the same like steps. Okay, so the commands are also same, like cd powercat. Okay, and then run the Python server, and then start listening in the port 1337, and just execute the like PowerShell, the command. Okay, so here we can just go in that way, and command and control I have just told in the last topic only. And the delivery techniques are there. So there are multiple techniques to deliver. Okay, so delivery techniques are one of the most important factors for like getting initial access. So they have to like look professional, legitimate, and convincing into the victim. Okay, right. So first one is the email delivery. It's the most common way to use in order to like send the payload by sending a phishing email, right? We just learned about how you can just create the payloads. So here the payloads are sent through the emails. Okay, so it may look legitimate. Okay, and web delivery, various like websites also deliver this, and the USB delivery. So like which method is used to distribute payloads to a victim to social events. Okay, social events can be web delivery also and email also. Okay, so I think the web one will be so web delivery. Okay, uh, USB. Okay, so like this payloads to victim at social, it's a social events, not social media. Okay, okay. Then the practice arena is given. You just practice once. Okay, like to find the flag, just follow the steps. And I'll just move into the next one. That's we just completed the weaponization, right? Yeah. And the next one is our password attacks. Okay. So this is the introduction to the types and techniques used to password attacks. Like we will discuss the ways to get and generate a custom password list. So the topics we'll cover here like password proof, profiling, then password attack techniques. So what is a password basically? This is used for the authentication method. Okay, for individuals to like access computer systems. And okay, so password basically authenticate the like owner, okay, like user. This ensure that owner of the account, okay. So basically that it is that. So we have learned about how we can just secure, sorry, how we can just select the best passwords, secure passwords, okay, and what are the most easily guessable passwords, and how we can just mix up like lowercase, uppercase, letters, numbers, and symbols to make it a strong passwords, okay. So how secure our passwords are, we can just passwords are like usually stored within the file systems or database. So we have seen cases when companies, so we can say more strong, okay. It's not select, okay, leave it. So next one is password attacking techniques. So the techniques are like well techniques. So first one is the password tracking versus password tracking techniques and tools are like hashtags on the report. So your discoverable passwords are like encrypted from encrypted one or hashed one. It is okay. Okay, so I was just disconnected. Okay, so this was password cracking. Okay, and the next one is password fulfilling. Okay, so like having a good word, this is a crucial, like critical to carry out a successful password attack. Okay, and the default passwords are like admin, admin, admin. Okay, these are the default passwords, and the weak passwords like which can be easily guessed. And leaked password can be like including this, and you can just get the list, okay. And set list is a huge like collection of kind of list, okay. And the combined word list are like they can